Hey, what's going on? It's me again, Marcus, and I'm gonna make a little video today in response to Laoshu, Moses, and about becoming a master and how one can become a master in terms of learning a language. Um, yeah, so I wrote a few notes down. I really liked the video, and I'm sorry, I left you a comment about I had to go to the gym earlier, but came back and but when I was at the gym, I was kind of thinking about this whole mastery concept, and it can be applied to anything, obviously. And I think one major quote at the gym is "Leave your ego at the door," because a lot of people, they come to work out, they come to train their bodies, and yeah, they're just kind of arrogant. Oh, look at me, I look great or something. I think the ego is one very important thing in getting as close as possible as one can to learning, or not learning a language, but mastering a language or something in general. It can be applied to anything, like I said. Um, because if one, I think there's a quote. If one rests on his or her laurels, then I think everything. Then okay, then a person thinks that he or she is, you know, okay. There's nothing more I can learn, or there's nothing more I can do. I'm perfect, and so then everything just goes downhill from there, I think. And so it's really important to have um, that open-mindedness for new things. I mean, in terms of languages, I was talking to this girl one time, and her ego was just really kind of inflated, and it was kind of funny because 'cause this was in Germany, and she was from France, and she mentioned to me, "Oh yeah, I've learned German for 10 years. I speak fluent German," and I said, "Oh yeah, okay, very good. I'm very impressed." And so we were all eating and stuff, and my one of my one of the people said to her, "Can you give me a fork?" And he said it in German, and she looked at him and said, "What what?" She didn't know what the word was for fork. So so her German really was kind of limited in the reality of it. But if she had, if she was more humble and acknowledged that she had few or a lot to learn, then it would then her well, I can't talk today. Then she would most likely be able to master the language or attempt to master the language at a greater progress than had she thought that she was, that she already mastered the language. Because in languages, there's just so many words, so many things to say the same thing over and over again, and it's just really amazing about languages. And Moses, I know how you like Bruce Lee. You mentioned that in your video, and it's in all of your introductions. I love your introductions. So I'm going to read this quote really quickly about, I'm sure you've heard this, very famous, but anyone who hasn't heard this, it's a really good quote. It can be applied, in my opinion, to mastery of a language. Um, or, yeah. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend. And that's okay. And that's the quote. And cause I was looking at quotes, and that's one of the first things that I came across. And I was thinking, what if you just substituted the word language for water? Just be the language, and just internalize yourself into the language and be it. Just everything that you do. Um, just flow with it. Just flow. At first, it's gonna be hard, but eventually, um, it's fluid. It's fluent, just like water. I guess. I guess another way to put it. Um, and that's how languages should be. They shouldn't, like the process of becoming a master of a language. It's very it can be very stressful, but and a lot of people do learn languages in different ways. I think that people, I think one really important thing in improving in a language, just be improving to the point where one is very close to a master level. I think the master level is unattainable because there's too much. Languages today are very, they're just huge. I know that English has over 1 million words or something. I think it's the biggest language in the world. I'm not sure, but um, I think it's unattainable. But there's just getting as near to that point is very important. Well, it's not very important. It depends on your goals, but um, it's possible just to increase and increase every day a little bit more. Um, and let me see. I wrote some stuff down. 1 second. And of course, there's rules in languages. There's the whole grammar. Um, there's the grammar. There's the whole. I guess there's no rules for. There are rules for pronunciation. How something sounds. I guess in Mandarin or in Cantonese, there's the tones. So I guess there are rules for pronunciation. Um, and obviously, one should learn these rules of the languages. Um, at a good pace, but not too stressful. One should have fun with it because if one wants to master something and get close as possible to mastering something, then he or she should have the passion for it. And the passion is what drives this force, this force of wanting that pushes you and that pushes you forward with the language or whatever anyone who's watching this, whatever you are trying to improve in your life. Um, yeah, and I thought about this right before making the video, but even your first quote, don't think, or I'll read it. I don't want to mess it up. Um, don't think, feel. It's like a finger pointing to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or you'll miss all the heavenly glory. All right. Um, I'm sure you like all the quotes and the references to Bruce Lee and that. Um, what I think about this quote is that don't really think about the language or don't really think about the whole process. Don't really think about it. Just or don't concentrate on one little part of the language or one little part of whatever you are trying to improve. Just focus, on little parts of everything and improve, build up, and eventually you'll look back and I guess you'll be in that glory. And that glory is in terms of languages, speaking with natives about different topics and showing solidarity with them and showing the respect that it took all that time, all that dedication for learning a language, and so on. Um, so I think one should just not really worry about it, but just do it. Um, just be open-minded and don't limit yourself to simple things because there's when you catch yourself talking and you just get curious about how do you say that in this language, then you just learn it and it takes a while maybe for it to absorb or maybe it absorbs immediately depending on what it is, but eventually it's a part of you And that's the beautiful thing of obtaining that mastery of I keep messing it up, of getting as close to this position as possible. And yes, let's see. Yeah, just never stop. Just don't give up. I'm gonna make a video about that pretty soon, I think. And yeah, it just everything falls into place. Just everything, just push yourself and get um, talk to native speakers. Not really about the process of learning the language, but just about anything, as if you were talking in English in your native language, if English is not your native language. But um, yeah, I think that's it. The whole mastery thing, I don't think it's possible to be a master in anything. That one should be humble, and but one should try to come as close to this position as possible, and always push himself or herself, and it will be fine. And yeah, and the most important thing is to enjoy this process, because if you want to try and master something, then you have to have that passion. Passion's very important, and yeah, I think that's all for this video. I think I'll make a few videos in the future. I'm not sure English or German, but yeah, I hope. I guess it's 1:34 here right now. Um, so wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a good night or a good day and or good afternoon. So yeah, ciao.